I always say this. This is real life. This is real life. This is really my life. This is my channel. And this is helping people to be motivated, become motivated, and start their journey on becoming an entrepreneur. So welcome to my channel. I am Kel'a. As usual, we're gonna go ahead and get right into the video. And today's video is about starting a nonprofit, but also taking that leap of faith and becoming an entrepreneur. So I'm here to motivate. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're gonna get right into it. Do I want to have a nonprofit organization or a for-profit organization? And this was something that I had been really going back and forth. And honestly, I really went back and forth because I also, I have an LLC and I also have a nonprofit of the same exact thing because I didn't know what direction I wanted to go into. So I just was like, all right, let's just do LLC because that's easier, right? We're not doing easy no more. We're going to do what we want to do because life is so short. So my channel, if you don't know, is just about life. I don't want to put myself in a category of home decor or entrepreneurship or being a single mom or whatever. My channel is just about my life, the things that I enjoy, motivating others, and giving out information that, I found hard to find on my journey of entrepreneurship. So first thing is first, do I want to have a nonprofit or do I want to have a for-profit LLC? So if you don't know the difference, one is for profit, one is for not profit. Although you can get grants and scholarships and donations if you become a nonprofit. So that's a whole video in itself. But to just break it down in the most simplest terms, a nonprofit, in order for you to take no donations, which you can without having a tax exempt status, you should have a tax exempt status because if you do, you will be able to get grants and scholarships from states, from larger businesses, and people just are more comfortable with giving donations to tax exempt nonprofits. So you would have to apply to be a 501c3, which let me make sure it's a 501c3 or 3c. 501c3. So once you become a nonprofit, which you can become a nonprofit on LegalZoom, that's how I did it. The reason I did it on LegalZoom was because it was so much simpler, and they help you throughout the entire process. So if something pops up or a law changes or something, whatever, they will reach out to you. It is more expensive, but I think that it's worth it because, you don't want anything to jeopardize your nonprofit. So I'm for just doing it the right way the first time versus having to do it all over again, waste money, waste time. So do it the right way the first time. Don't try to cut corners. Just do it how it should be done. So I did it through LegalZoom, and it took, because of COVID, it took so long. I want to say it took a month to even see a change in my status as far as where I was in the process of my nonprofit, but that's okay. I was not in a rush. Once you apply, you have to, it took like 2 weeks to figure out if the name was taken, which I was pretty certain it wasn't, because the LLC that I made, it was Honest, Open, Transparent Girls, or is it Workshop? No Girls. So the nonprofit I made was Honest, Open, Transparent Girls Workshop. So I knew that it wasn't taken, but it was taking a while. So once you do that, again, they will walk you through an entire process. So if you have any questions, if you don't know something, they can tell you. They can't tell you everything because they're not nonprofit attorneys, but they can tell you a lot of information, or they can guide you. Good thing about LegalZoom was that they provided me with this 501c3 book, and this book also had, it had a whole chapter about filing for your tax exempt status. And then it had just about nonprofits. It talked about grants, scholarships, so many different things. And if you go with LegalZoom, you will get that book. So hopefully still, but it was so informative. It was so specific. I did get stumped on one question, which was, I cannot remember what it was. But if you have any questions, you can always reach out, because I found, talking to so many people that have nonprofits, and I started realizing just how selfish people were. And it was frustrating because everybody had been through this process, but nobody had the answers to my questions. And I'm just like, what are we are nonprofit, like we have nonprofits. We are doing things, like we're doing things because we genuinely want to do, and we're not looking for money to get rich or any of that. Like this is I feel like one of those things that are just like you're giving back. So I feel like when you become an owner of a nonprofit, that is just like your due diligence. Like you should just help others because that is genuinely what you want to do. So it was discouraging. So don't get discouraged. If you have any questions, just always feel free to reach out. This is like my baby, so I don't mind helping people with this, because I feel like if you have a dream and you have a thought and you want to give back, like all I can do is respect that and help you as much as I can. So another thing about nonprofits is finding grants. There are so many books. What I learned just through my personal experience was sign up for Kindle. Kindle has so many free grant writing books, so many different types of books on nonprofits. Once you become a 501c3 tax exempt status, which means you don't pay taxes, and when people donate, they can write it off. And that's why they prefer to donate to these type of organizations that are tax exempt. So once you become that, it does change the game for sure, because people are more willing to just throw you the money, so that, especially towards the end of the year, so that they can write it off on their taxes, which, you know, I hope that you are supporting what I'm doing because you genuinely just support what I'm doing. But if you want to throw the money, fine, go for it. I need some water. Hold on. I really hope that's my water. But anyway, so once you become a 501c3, it does change the game. You can start reaching out to these bigger businesses. I do want to say, I'm pretty certain that you have to be in business for 2 years to start reaching out for these bigger organizations or for these grants and stuff through the state, because there is so much money that the state gives to nonprofits. Just like a girl reached out to me a couple days ago, and she was like, hey, just wanted to let you know, Urban League, I want to say, was giving out, or was it the governor? Governor DeWine was giving out $25 million to small nonprofits. And it was like certain criteria that you had to meet, which I want to say was 2 years, which I've only been a nonprofit organization for not even 6 months, I want to say. So, you know, I didn't qualify for that. But if you get to the point where 2 years from now or 3 years from now, you've had your nonprofit, there are so many different opportunities. And I also was informed that once you're in business for a certain amount of time, I don't know specifically. Like I said, I'm still learning myself too, but whatever I figure out, I'm more than willing to give. You can also write your student loans off. I want to say it's up to $2,500 or $25,000, one of the two. I know it's a big difference, so don't quote me on that, but you can definitely write off some of your student loans. It's so many different things. You can get paid. You can pay yourself. You can pay yourself. You put your salary in your business plan or something like that. So, and then you can also pay other people. So if you have other people that work for you, you can put their salaries in there also. So just always keep up with everything for your nonprofit. And the big question is, do I do nonprofit or do I do LLC? If you're looking for a profit to make money, then yeah, obviously you're going to do an LLC. But being that I did not want to have to charge What you can with the nonprofit membership fee. I want everything to just be straight up free. Like, I want my workshop to be, free. I want to be able to give. I want to be able to expose these girls to different things, and I just want to be strictly off donation. So whatever we get donated, we just get donated. So, but this is where the passion, kind of trumps the whole get money thing, the LLC thing. I'm like, I just genuinely want to do this. So you have to really decide which way you want to take. You want to go down the route of LLC and make this money, or you want to go down the whole, this is my passion, I would do it for free thing. So that's something that you have to ask yourself. But it's super simple. It's not as hard as you might think it is, because I was super intimidated by becoming a nonprofit, because I'm like, oh, people say it's so hard, and I did get stumped and frustrated and upset and crying because of a part that I was stuck at. And I'm just like, it was the part that I was really upset about was the fact that I knew people personally that had nonprofits that were acting like this information was so like golden. Like, this, did you why are you withholding information? I don't understand that. And I don't understand why people do that. Still to this day, like, nobody wants to share anything. And I just figure like, it's so much money out here. Why are you so intimidated by me asking a question? Like, you that intimidated by my dreams, by what I'm trying to do? It's sad. So it was more of a just frustration. But I eventually figured it out. Not when I wanted to. Actually, it was like a couple of weeks later, a couple months later when I figured it out. So it's figured out. But anywho, so that's something that you have to ask yourself. But I think that a nonprofit is necessary. I think these nonprofits are necessary, especially if you're giving back to our community and to our youth, and especially to our youth, or our veterans and our single moms and people that truly just need help. And it's just a soft spot for me. And like I said, I would do it for free. So that is something you just ask yourself. Moving along, having a conversation with people, and people always ask me questions like, well, I want to be an entrepreneur, but I'm afraid to fully commit because I'm afraid of, how am I going to get my next check? How am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to do this and that? And it's ultimately just about how bad you want it. And putting your pride and your ego aside, and realizing that you might have to do some things that you would normally not do, whether that's doing DoorDash, which is picking up other people's food, delivering it to them, or if it's Uber, driving people around, being a taxi, having people in and out of your car, dealing with people, on that level, which I did for a while, which honestly, it was fun to me. Obviously, you're going to have those people that might try you, but it just is. I think that people are going to try you regardless of what you're doing. So you can always do that. And then you can always do Ship. These are just easy side hustles. You can always do Ship, which is you shopping for other people and then delivering the groceries. You can do Instacart, which is you picking up people's groceries, shopping for them, and taking it to them just like Shipped. You can do things like starting a drop shipping online store. I tried that. You can find products that might interest you, or you might know, fashion, shoes, purses, eyelashes, things like that, beauty, or even go down a route of sex toys or stun guns, whatever you want to do. You can create a drop shipping website, which is, you can go on Shopify. Shopify has 90-day trial. So you won't have to pay anything for 3 months and try it out. It'll tell you, it'll show you step by step how to go on Alibaba, how to go on these different sites to add their images to your site so that you do not have to purchase anything. These are all free side hustles, things that don't require you to have a startup cost, like the notary signing agent. Like that requires you to invest money. So, if you have the money to invest, I say go for the notary signing. But if you don't, I always say do what you got to do to get where you're trying to be, and that's it. So you can always do that. I never fully went through with the whole drop shipping thing because I didn't know exactly what product I wanted to do. So I kind of got stumped and I said forget it, because I'm like, I'm not into fashion. I'm not into home decor. I'm not into, things like that. So I just didn't really know where I fit in there. So I just was like, forget it. But people are making so much money doing that. It could possibly be fun if you like that type of thing. And then if you do the Shopify, it puts you in a position to reach more than the local people. So I see a lot of people that sell shoes, that sell purses here locally on Facebook. But imagine if you could have a store, for a website with all your products, and you can access people all over the world. That's why I would go with Shopify. The next thing to do is you can be a voiceover person, which you can go on to, I want to say it's Audible. Is it Audible? And you can become a voiceover, like you can audition to do voiceovers. I want to say it's Audible. I'll have to get more information on that. But so I was looking into that one time, and you literally have to audition. So you find the book that is hiring or needs somebody to read for them. Like, you ever listen to an Audible book or something? Those are real people. They auditioned for that book. They got the job. It's royalties with that. It's like so many different ways of making money with that. The only thing is, sometimes these books be super long, and like, if you already in the middle of reading a book or something, like, you gonna have to stop and read the book that you already read, that you have to get paid to read. But sometimes these books are 200, 300 pages, can take you up to 10 hours to do. So you have to really weigh out your options. But these are things now I'm talking about you can do online with no car, from the safety of your home. As long as you have internet access, you can do it. You can even do it on your phone, the voiceover. So the next thing I would say you could do is, obviously you can do things like becoming a virtual assistant, which I've never done, but a lot of people say they make good money. And I'm just like, where y'all finding these jobs? And then I actually looked on Indeed. I was like, oh, these are real. So it's so many different things you can do and avenues you can go down to start your journey. Like, it's not gonna always be what you think. It's not gonna be what you envision. Like, you're not gonna just jump out and be an entrepreneur and you be successful making all this hundreds of thousands of dollars like that. It's not gonna happen like that. What I learned is it's a journey, and it's a hard journey, but the journey is what makes it the best. Like, it makes you appreciate it. It makes you, I think it makes you just, once you get to the point where you want to be, you just really appreciate it. You value it. And it makes you work harder. It makes you hungrier. So just be open to different things. Be open, be willing, and really just push yourself. Even though, who the hell wants to work 7 days a week? Who the hell wants to work 6 days a week? Do what you need to do to get where you're trying to be. I always say, do you want to work for the man, or do you want to work for yourself? Because what I've learned is working for myself might be a little harder, but I make more money. And on top of that, I have the flexibility. So my biggest piece of advice would be go for it. What's the worst that could happen? As long as you have that hustle mentality, and you are willing, and you have ambition, you can do whatever you want to do. And put your ego aside, because you might be doing things that you're like, what the hell? I don't care if it means cutting somebody's grass, walking somebody's dog, because you can always be a dog walker. I want to say, what is that app called? I don't know what the hell that app is called, but you can be a dog walker now. You can pick up, run errands for people. It's so many different independent contractor things that you can do. There ain't no reason for you to be acting all clueless. Like at this point, if you jump out and you become an entrepreneur and you got 5 of these things lined up and you still like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, that's on you. So yes, if you have any more questions about having a nonprofit, whether you should do nonprofit or LLC, different types of side hustles, different type of things to do in the meantime. That's what I always say, in the meantime, because your goal is here, your dreams are right here, everything you want to do is right here, and you still right down here trying to figure it out and make your way up the ladder, and it's going to take time, and you always need that in-between time. What am I supposed to do in between time, though? I don't care if you can braid hair. Look, use your hands. Braid hair, wax, facials, cut hair, whiten teeth, pierced ears. I don't know if you need a license for that. Whatever you can do, use what you got. Use your talents to make income. If that means braiding kids' hair, locking people's hair, do what you got to do. And then add 3 more side hustles to that, and you could be an entrepreneur. So reach for the stars. Do what you got to do. Any other questions? Comment below. Make sure you like and share. Share. Hit the notification bell. What else you got to do? Thumbs up. All of that. And then 2 more videos of being an entrepreneur. And then we're going to redirect and start talking about other things. And I just want this channel to be very versatile and like a cool, chill, open, transparent, fun place to be. So that's what we're going for. All right.